This is SportsCenter.
Good morning. Welcome to SportsCenter on YouTube. Tyler Fulghum and Ryan Smith with you. Living up to your parents' expectations, that's bad enough, Ryan. Imagine having to live up to the world's expectations when your father, perhaps the greatest NBA player of all time.
Yikes. And you're joining the team your father still plays for. It's all ahead for Bronny James. Dave McMenamin was there as the Lakers introduced him to fans and skeptics.
With LeBron James watching off to the side to not take any attention away from his son Bronny, as the 19-year-old was introduced by the Lakers on Tuesday, the headline from the news conference might as well have been LeBron's old Nike slogan, earned, not given.
Yeah, everything's just been surreal. Just trying to take it all in by the days. Extremely, grateful for everything that JJ and Rob have given to me. And I've just been extremely excited to get to work.
Bronny has earned this through hard work. And for us, prioritizing player development, we view Bronny as like case study one, because his base level of feel, athleticism, point of attack defender, shooting, passing, there's a lot to like about his game.
For sure, the amplified amount of pressure. I've already seen it, stuff, media and stuff in the internet and stuff, talking about I might not deserve an opportunity, but I've been dealing with stuff like this for my whole life. So it's nothing different, but it's more amplified for sure. But I can get through it.
Bronny's representative, Rich Paul of Clutch Sports, and the Lakers are ironing out his contract for a full-fledged roster spot, sources told me. Bronny and Dalton Knecht will make their Summer League debut for the Lakers in San Francisco on Saturday against the Sacramento Kings in the California Classic. In El Segundo, covering the Lakers, I'm Dave McMenamin, ESPN.
All NBA eyes will be on that game. And for more on the Lakers, we welcome in our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. So what are people saying about the realistic expectations for Bronny?
Well, what the Lakers' expectations are is that he'll largely be a G League player, like almost any 19-year-old player coming into the league drafted in the second round. I think what you'll ultimately probably see is Bronny James in the first week of the season on the court with his father in a very, I don't want to call it ceremonial, but it's going to, the eyes of the world will be on that. They'll do that the first week of the season, but there's no expectation Bronny James is going to be in the Lakers rotation. He'll spend a lot of his time playing with their G League team, which shares a practice facility with the Lakers.
Okay, so maybe get the father-son moment out of the way, and then it's on to development. So his father, meanwhile, that's what now we talk about. He opted out of his contract. He's expected to stay a Laker. What do we think his new deal is going to look like?
It's very likely going to look like a max deal, whether that's 2 years, 3 years, whether it has trade veto power in it is still something they're working out. But if LeBron James talked about perhaps taking less money if this Laker team would be able to land a player of impact at their mid-level exception. But he was going to have to take at least $20 million less to do that. I don't anticipate that. That kind of player simply isn't out in the marketplace for the Lakers.
Yeah, and could you imagine even taking $20 million on a contract? I know people say, oh, it's LeBron, why not? But look, nobody wants to do that. So what else do you expect from the Lakers, or what do you expect them to do this offseason?
I think a lot of their moves and what's left are going to be minimum contracts, are going to be some moves on the edges, but there's not a dramatic deal for the Lakers to do out in the marketplace. They don't want to use their draft picks to get contracts off. They'll certainly use them if there's a player that makes sense as part of a bigger deal. But right now, they're not involved in any deals, that certainly would land them a third star. They're seeing the landscape of this league and that the 3-star model with this salary cap doesn't work, or it's much more difficult for it to work. And I think the Lakers, they value the pick they made this year, Dalton Knecht, and you'll certainly see him along with Bronny James out on the court starting in Summer League.
Okay, so we'll see what they do for the rest of this offseason. Woes with the very latest on the Lakers. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. Going yard again was Ohtani as the Dodgers staged a comeback late. There he is, bottom of the third, second at bat, and listen to this. Oh, that yell, that was Shohei Ohtani. Fouling one off the top of his foot, went between his right foot and his ankle guard there. He'd be checked out, he'd stay in, get back in the box for the next pitch. 2 strikes. and he strikes out. He's jumping a bit right there as he heads out of the box, walks to the dugout, and then heads down for further evaluation. Is he out of the game? Oh, no. Far from it. Look who's back. Bottom of the 7th, Dodgers down 3-2. Yep, that's the Shohei we know. He's not going to be in the home run derby, but he's going to keep hitting bombs. First go-ahead homer in the 7th inning or later as a Dodger. They're up 4-3. So top of the 9th, tied at 4, bases empty, 1 out, Jock Peterson up. And Peterson slams it down the right field line. Yep, that's fair. That's a homer. 11th of the year. He's fired up. D-backs up 5-4. So Dodgers down to their last strike, and Freddie Freeman strikes. Drives it into the gap in right center. That's going to bring a run around to score. And Freeman putting some extra sauce on that celly. They tie it up at 5. Next up, Teoscar Hernandez. Grounds one in the left, and Freeman, everybody's hustling. He's coming in. He's scoring. That's your ball game. And the Dodgers walk it off and win it 6-5.
All right, you got Shohei. I'll take Aaron Judge and the Yanks starting a 3-game set with the Reds. Ellie De La Cruz, also a star in the making. From the left side early in this game, ropes went into the right field corner and strap up them PF Flyers because Ellie is jetting into third with his 6th triple of the season. He would later score on an RBI ground out to give the Reds a 1-0 lead. It's 3-0 Cincinnati in the 5th. Now Ellie's from the right side of the dish, and he greets Caleb Ferguson rudely. First hitter, Ferguson sees a 2-run shot to left center for De La Cruz. He's loving it. Why? Because he's the 3rd player in MLB history to have 15 homers and 40 steals before the All-Star break, joining Acuna Jr. and Ricky Henderson did it. That was me being Ricky Henderson. Talking to the 3rd person.
That's all right.
Nick Martinez. How about the defensive play right here as DJ LeMahieu grounds one up the middle with the runner on second and then has the wherewithal to get that runner trying to advance to third. It's still 5-3, so we go to the 7th. Ohtani, you showed us, went deep, so Judge has to do it as well. His 32nd of the season, plus 180 to go yard before the game. If you made that bet at ESPN Bet, why wouldn't you bet on him to do it? He's hit 26 in his last 50 games, the first Yank to do so since Roger Maris in his historic 61 season. So it's 5-4 New York trying to come back. Last chance in the hands of Anthony Volpe, but he does nothing. The pop out to De La Cruz to end the game. 5-4 Cincinnati. A victor. So these two, they're cooking. Aaron Judge has been on fire lately. He's hitting .403 with 26 homers in his last 50 games. As I said, the 2nd player in MLB history to hit at least 400 with 25 homers in a 50-game span since Jeff Bagwell did it in 1994. Then there's Ohtani raking out west. Now the 1st player with 25 homers and 50 extra base hits before the break in consecutive seasons. The first All-Star game was all the way back in 1933, so that's a lot of years, Ryan. The two are seeking to become the first duo to win the Triple Crown in the same season since Chuck Klein and Jimmy Fox did so in 1933. Why do we love sports? Here's an answer, Ryan.
Yeah.
The Dodgers celebrated Japanese Heritage Night on Tuesday and honored the oldest living Japanese American, Yoshiko Miwa, who is 110. Woo. Check out the custom Dodger jersey, of course, with a $1.10 on the back, presented by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Forever young.
Yeah.
Doesn't look a day over 30.
Yeah.
Things looked a little different in the majors back in 1914 when she was born. February 28th of that year, Babe Ruth made his debut in the bigs. July of 1914. How about Gavi Cravath?
Love Cravath.
Leading Major League Baseball with just 19 round trippers. And then there was Claude Hendricks, who led all of Major League Baseball with 34 complete games. To put that into perspective, Sandy Alcantara and Jordan Lyles had 3 last year, which tied to lead all of Major League Baseball.
My goodness. But I don't know if those guys were throwing like, 100 miles an hour back then.
Gavi Cravath was not hitting Aroldis Chapman and Paul Skeens.
Yeah. But the Gravinator sure was something, right?
Someone you did not want to miss. Always worth the 6-pence ticket to see Cravath.
6 pence. I'll see you later.